Yeah. I grew up where the night sang louder than the church choir, where sirens wrote lullabies on my window pane. As a child I thought flashing lights were just stars falling on the street. Thought yelling neighbors were part of the bedtime story. Mama told me to stay low, stay quiet, stay small. Safety was a lesson, not a gift. I learned my name not from teachers, but from officers calling it through cracked doors, from old heads warning me when danger kissed the block. Every week another home emptied out, another friend vanished behind steel or soil. But I kept collecting moments like broken marbles, trying to figure out where innocence ends and survival begins. Sirens taught my name before the world taught me to dream. Every echo down the alley sounded like a warning meant for me. Still I rose, still I found my way, a child built from shadows and decay. A child built from shadows and decay. I played soccer in the alley with cracks in the pavement sharper than truth. Learned to duck before I learned to run. Learned to read faces before books. The block watched me grow like a stubborn weed, hard to kill, harder to uproot. But even in the chaos I found rhythm, found patterns in the mess, found hope in the smallest things. Mama's tired smile, a borrowed pencil, a quiet minute with no shouting. Those tiny sparks kept me alive. Sirens taught my name before the world taught me to dream. Every echo down the alley sounded like a warning meant for me. Still I found my way, a child built from shadows and decay. A child built from shadows and decay. Some nights I prayed the sirens were passers-by. Some nights I prayed they'd take me somewhere safer. But the block had claws and I was too young to understand why they held so tight. Looking back, I see the boy I was, small, scared, but stubborn enough to fight fate. He walked through danger like a stray spark, looking for something to ignite, and I thank him, because without that boy, the man I am would never have learned how to rise. Yeah. Sirens still echo in my memory, but now they salute instead of chasing me. My name taught in fear, carried in strength forever. Yeah.
For the nights beneath the trembling street lamps, for the dreamers hiding in the cracks of the city, for the scars the block carved into our skin, we still rise through the smoke. I was raised where the windows rattled in every storm, where mama wrapped prayers around me like fragile llama. Bills piled high, hope ran thin, but she held the roof up with tired hands and borrowed strength. I learned silence before I learned words, danger before I learned fear. Saw the corner claim its victims one by one, like a hungry shadow that never sleeps. At 10, I saw my first lesson in survival. Uncle packing dreams in the plastic like they were worth saving. That day I understood the world doesn't wait for you to grow, it throws the weight on your shoulders and watches if you break. So I scribble futures on old receipts.
On this avenue of ashes, I learned to rise before I learned to breathe. Concrete remember tears keep walking through the heat. Still I burn, still I chase the light. Writing my truth on empty streets at night. Writing my truth on empty streets at night.
Now the block carries my name and whispers and smoke. Some proud, some bitter, some fading like old graffiti. I walk past the corners that once held my childhood tight. Same ghosts waving with hollow eyes. Same alleys breathing stories nobody wants to hear. I lost brothers to the echo of bad choices. Some swallowed by death, some buried in silence. Some still standing but gone in spirit. Every step I take echoes their footsteps. A reminder that I survived what they couldn't. But no matter how far I climb, a badge flashing in the dark still tightens my breath. Like a memory that never died. I wear new clothes, new shoes, new dreams, but the weight of the old world still hangs heavy off my spine.
On this avenue of ashes, I learned to rise before I learned to breathe. Concrete, remember tears I never let fall, but I keep walking through the heat. Still I burn, still I chase the light. Writing my truth on empty streets at night. Writing my truth on empty streets at night.
Success sits across from me like a silent rival, judging every win, measuring every heartbeat. People clap for your victory, but their smiles twist when you shine too bright. I saw friends toast with envy behind their eyes. Saw love turn brittle when the money came. But I sip cheap champagne with a calm heart. A crown means nothing if the boy inside you dies trying to hold it from basement dust to penthouse views. My soul stayed the same, bruised, hard and honest. Every night I look back without regret, because the fire I walked through didn't burn me down, it built me. So I speak for the lost, the broken, the dreamers, building heaven under shattered roofs.
Carved our names into the pavement. Now they shine like scripture at dawn. Every wound, every verse, the price of surviving. Have a new story forever.
Forever. Yeah. For the nights the city whispered my name in broken neon. For the kids who learned to dream in the shadows. For the streets that carve scars and strength at the same time. We survived the fire to walk through the smoke. Yeah. I grew up 2 blocks past the busted chain link gate, where sirens sang louder than the lullabies. Mama never had time to finish. She stitched hope into my jacket like a hidden note. Don't let this place swallow you whole, but hunger's a teacher in the streets. Wrote lessons in red ink. Saw my first heartbreak in the alley behind the corner store, where a friend swore loyalty then vanished with the night. I learned early that trust is currency most of us can't afford. Still I scribble rhymes in the margins of old receipts, trying to paint a future bigger than the block that held me hostage. On this avenue of ashes I learned to rise before I learned to breathe. Concrete remembers every tear I hide, but I keep walking through the heat. Still I burn, still I chase the light, writing my truth on empty streets at night. My truth on empty streets at night. Years later my name floats through the block like a rumor, painted on walls where my childhood footsteps used to echo. Old ghosts wave from doorways, some smiling, some broken, reminding me I didn't leave untouched. Lost brothers to the same promises the streets whispered in our ears. Some buried in debt, some buried in the ground. I walk between the shadows like a quiet survivor, keeping my breath calm, my heart armored and steel. But a flashing badge can still turn blood cold, and even success don't silence the fear of being mistaken for the wrong man. From cracked souls to custom kicks, but the weight of memory still hangs off every step I take. On this avenue of ashes I learned to rise before I learned to breathe. Concrete remembers every tear I hide, but I keep walking through the heat. Still I burn, still I chase the light, writing my truth across from me like an old rival, smiling wide, but watching every move I make. People clap when you win, but their eyes sharpen when your shine gets too bright. I saw friends turn into shadows with envy in their teeth. Saw love twisting to rust when the money came. Still I toast the night with cheap champagne, steady hands, because a crown is worthless if you lose your soul to wear it. From basement nights, coffin dust, to penthouse windows, staring at a city that once tried to break me. I stand the same, rough edges, honest scars, proof that pain can forge a king. If the boy inside learns not to run. We etched our names into the pavement. Now they glow like scripture in the dawn. Every wound, every word, that's the toll for making it out. Avenue stories, forever, forever.
Yeah. This one's for the nights beneath the trembling street lamps, for the dreamers who never got their names in bold print. Same blocks that cracked us, shaped our bones. You either grind, pray, or fade into the smoke, but we're still standing. Yeah. I came up carrying hurt, cold roof, frozen goals, chipped gold and broken codes. Mama pushing double shifts, whispering prayers like signals, trying to keep faith alive while the bills kept rising like tides. Saw my first hustle at 10 years old, uncle packaging hope in a hungry room full of wolves. Streets taught math and losses and gains. Lose a brother, learn how to rebuild again. Old heads preach that quiet, move sharp, stay unseen. But peace is a hard thing to build when your foundation burned. Had a notebook, a pen, and a vision to trade. Every line a confession, every verse a spell I made. The city stays awake while I'm dreaming through the 8. Concrete weeps whenever the sky breaks. Still I rise there, still I chase the spark, writing my story in the shadows of the block. Writing my story in the shadows of the block. Now my name drifts through the corner in clouds of smoke. Old wounds twitch every time the thunder spoke. Lost brothers to the life, some drowned, some broke, but the rhyme held steady, my one holy cloak. I walk through the dark with measured breath, speak less, move wise, manifest success. But a bad still flashes like a sudden threat. A vest won't promise peace, only a heartbeat left. From hand-me-downs to designer fits, but my soul stays heavy with the dirt I live. Every dollar I hold, I hear the same old riff between who I was and the man I'm with. City stays awake while I'm dreaming through the 8. Concrete weeps whenever the sky breaks. Still I rise like, still I chase the spark, writing my story in the shadows of the block. Writing my story in the shadows of the block. Success walks close with a jealous grin. Air gets thin when your wind's trapped in. And seen false friends cheer while they plot within. Love turns poison when the money spends, but I stay calm. Champagne in a paper cup. A crown means nothing if you had to give yourself up. From basement dust to penthouse trust, still the same soul, just older, rough and tough. Every night I reflect, no regrets, just proof that the pain carved a king from a reckless youth. So I speak for the block, for the lost, for the truth, for the dreamers building heaven under shattered roofs. Yeah, we carved our names into the concrete. Now they read them like sacred scripts. Every scar, every rhyme is the cost of survival. Corner stories forever. Forever.
These lonely blocks still whisper names I'm trying to forget.
Every corner got a memory soaking quiet regret. I've been dragging all my shadows, trying to keep my soul intact. But the more I run from pain, the more it circles right back. Street signs flicker like warnings I don't wanna read. I've been fighting with my thoughts like they're the last thing I need. People see me on the surface, think I'm calm and composed, but the truth is I've been breaking when nobody goes. Sometimes the night feels like the only one who understands I'm not okay. Echoes echo through the empty streets, calling out the parts of me I couldn't keep. Lonely nights been holding me too long, trying to tell me where I don't belong. These fading echoes know my name, know every loss, know every shame. I've been walking with my heartbeat trembling under my coat, yeah. Every fear I never spoke is building up in my throat. I never asked for all these nights where I can't rest or breathe, but life don't ask permission when it takes what you need. I try to pray some nights, even prayers feel tired. Like the faith I used to hold, it's slowly losing its fire. Still I walk, still I breathe, even fragile like this, 'cause the broken learn to live with the things they can't feel. Echoes echo through the empty streets, calling out the parts of me I couldn't keep. Lonely nights been holding me too long, but I keep moving even when I'm wrong. I keep moving even when I'm wrong. Echoes echo through the empty streets, calling out the parts of me I couldn't keep. But I keep moving even when I'm wrong. I keep moving even when I'm wrong. Ooh, don't leave us. Fading echoes, somehow I keep going. Somehow I still raise.
Another night under the cold street lamps. Sometimes the loudest place still feels empty. Listen. Listen. Hey, yo, but never, another night under the cold street lamps. Sometimes the loudest place still feels empty. Listen. I've been walking through the city with a heart that's getting heavy. Every corner feels the same, every memory trying to hit me. People passing by in shadows, but nobody really sees all the pain behind my silence, all the storm inside of me. Mama told me keep your head up, but my nights keep falling lower. I've been drowning in my thoughts, wish that peace would pull me closer. Friends fade out like echoes, promises turn into dust. Now it's only me and midnight in this world I barely trust.
And I'm tired of pretending I'm fine when every breath shows a crack in my mind. I keep searching for a way to belong, but this loneliness keeps playing my song.
City lights can't save me, they just shine on the pieces of me I hide. Every night feels empty, even when I'm surrounded I feel miles wide. Holding on is breaking me slowly, but I can't let go 'cause it's all I know. Yeah, city lights can't save me, not from this cold, not from this soul alone.
I've been talking to my shadow like it's all that's left to trust. 'Cause people love you till they don't, then your name turns into dust. Used to dream about a future, now I feel the morning sun. Every dawn reminds me gently that I'm still the lonely one. Bills stacking, hopes cracking, and I'm trying to keep it sturdy, but the world keeps spinning fast while my heart keeps beating dirty. Used to pray for better days, now I whisper to survive. Can't remember when my smile felt like it was truly mine.
And I swear I've been trying to heal, but this world don't care how you feel. I keep searching for a truth that belongs, but all I find is the echo of songs.
City lights can't save me, they just shine on the pieces of me I hide. Every night feels empty, even when I'm surrounded I feel miles wide. Holding on is breaking me slowly, but I can't let go 'cause it's all I know. Yeah, city lights can't save me, not from this cold, not from this soul alone. Oh,
can't lose.
Another night, another lie, tell myself to stay alive. Another dream I watch collapse beneath the silence in my mind. But still I rise, even if slow, still I fight. Even alone, cause somewhere in this broken soul I know I'm trying not to fall.
City lights,
City lights can't
shine in me. They're the only ones still shining back at me. They're the only ones still shining back at me. They're the only ones still la na 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 na.
One night can rewrite a lifetime. This is mine. The night was carved from iron, thick air, thick fear. I walk into a chaos I didn't see coming. Shouts, broken glass, a flash of steel. In someone's hand, time slow, but my heartbeat didn't. I saw my friend fall, saw blood paint the street like a warning. The world spun sideways while sirens screamed in the distance. I felt death's breath on my neck, cold and intimate as if it knew my name. That was the night I chose to live. The night I ran from the fire instead of feeding it. Pain taught me what survival meant, and fear showed me what freedom is. Still I rise, still I give, because that night I chose to live. The night I chose to live. Hey. I crawled out from the alley with trembling hands, eyes wide open to a world I no longer wanted part of. I dropped the weight I carried for years, anger, revenge, pride, all burned into ash in one heartbeat. A single decision split my life into before and after. A single decision split my life into before and after. Beat you cussing my single decision split my life into before and after. Before a boy searching for power, after a man searching for purpose. Oh, that was the night I chose to live. The night I ran from the fire instead of feeding it. They taught me what survival meant, and fear showed me what freedom is. Still I rise, still I give, because that night I chose to live. Ooh. Some lessons come soft, some come violent. This one came with blood on the pavement and truth in the smoke. Ooh. I went home and wrote until dawn, hands shaking, heart breaking, soul awakened. Every line a confession, every verse a rebirth. Mama held me close, didn't ask a single question. She just whispered, I'm glad you're still here. And for the first time I believed I deserved to stay. Yeah. One night saved me, one choice changed me, and I've been living ever since.
Not all brothers share blood. But they all leave pieces when they go. Yeah, we were 3 kids sharing one dream, running barefoot on broken pavement. Said we grow old together, laugh at the scars life gave us, build something bigger than our fathers did. But he wanted other plans. Dre got caught in the current of the streets. One wrong deal, one wrong night, and he never made it home again. Jace drowned under debts. He was too proud to speak of. I saw the hope in his eyes turn empty in a single season. And many walked into the night one day and simply didn't walk back.
Brother lost to the wind, carried to places I can't reach. Their laughter haunts the echoes. I can't reach their laughter haunts the alleys. The footsteps echo when I sleep. Still I rise, still I stand for the ones who didn't get the chance. Brothers lost to the wind, I carry them in every breath. I carry them in every breath.
still feel the shadows walking beside me, especially on nights the air tastes like memory. I wonder who they'd be if the world wasn't so cruel to boys like us. Boys without armor, boys taught to run before they learn to speak. Sometimes I hear Dre's voice when I stand too close to danger. Jace when I count my blessings, or Manny when I'm too hard on myself. They left, but they never left.
Lost to the wind, carried to places I can't reach. Their laughter haunts the alley. Their footsteps echo when I sleep. Still I rise, still I stand for the ones who didn't get the chance. Brothers lost to the wind. I carry them in every breath. Yeah, I carry them in every breath. Oh, the wind takes names, but it can't erase love. The blackberries bodies, but never the bond.
Now when success visits my door, I set a place for them in my heart. Every victory is shared, every milestone dedicated, because I didn't make it out alone. I walked on paths paved by the ghosts of my brothers, and when the wind blows strong, I whisper the names so the world remembers. They live. The story is theirs as much as it's mine. Brothers lost, but never forgotten.
Yeah. Midnight was my classroom, the corner store of my first school.
Street lights buzz like tired prophets, casting halos over cracked concrete. I stood outside the corner store at 12 years old, listening to men twice my age speak truths coded in sin and survival. One said trust slow, another move quiet. A third whispered life hit harder when you look the other way. I learned that generosity is a luxury and hesitation is a death sentence. They didn't teach me math, they taught me how to calculate danger, how to measure footsteps behind me, how to disappear without moving. Midnight lessons by the corner store, where every shadow held a warning. Wisdom carved in cigarette smoke, truth born from broken mornings. Still I listen, still I grew, learning the world before it knew me too. Midnight lessons by the corner store, hard roads built my breakthrough. They showed me where loyalty lives and where it dies. Told me never to gamble with a man who hides his eyes. I watched them trade stories for survival, regrets for another chance, dreams for another night alive. One man pointed at me and said, kid, write everything down. One day someone will need your truth more than you need your silence. And those words stuck like glue to my soul. I left that night with pockets empty but a future full of fire. Midnight lessons by the corner store, where every shadow held a warning. Wisdom carved in cigarette smoke, truth born from broken mornings. Still I listen, still I grew, learning the way before it knew me too. Midnight lessons by the corner store. Oh, roads built my breakthrough. They didn't wear halos, but they saved me from hell. Broken men teaching a boy how not to break himself. Hey. Years later, I still walk past that store, now with different shoes, a different glow, but the echoes remain. Voices of men long gone or buried. Sometimes I stop, close my eye, hear them again. Trust slow, move quiet. Their words built the spine I stand on, and I carry their stories like medals no one else can see. Midnight lessons, corner wisdom, street scripture, forever in my blood.
smoke from the backyard. Told more stories than my father ever did. Yeah. We lived in a house too small for our dreams, too quiet for comfort, too cold for innocence. When the lights cut out, mama lit candles like little warriors, fighting back the dark. Dinner wasn't a feast, it was whatever kindness the day didn't steal. Sometimes rice, sometimes scraps, sometimes nothing but the promise that tomorrow might be kinder. I watched mama work herself into a shadow, leaving early, coming home late, carrying hope like a weight on her back. Smoke rising from the backyard, carrying secrets we learned too young. Empty plates, tied hands, still we pray for morning sun. Through the hunger, through the cold, we held on tighter to our soul. Smoke rising from the backyard, a childhood built from ashes and gold. My father vanished like a rumor, left nothing behind except silence and unpaid bills. But mama never cursed him once, said bitterness is too heavy for a child to carry. So she carried it alone on those nights. I'd sit by the window and watch the smoke float into the sky like lost wishes. And I dream of being a man who didn't disappear, who didn't break the ones he loved. Yeah. Smoke rising from the backyard, carrying secrets we learned too young. Empty plates, tied hands, still we pray for morning sun. Through the hunger, through the cold, we held on tighter to our soul. Smoke rising from the backyard, a childhood built from ashes and gold. Yeah. Sometimes the wind carried the scent of burnt wood, sometimes it carried the memory of hope. Either way, I breathed it in and promised myself I build something better. Now when I look back, I see a boy shaped by hunger, but fueled by determination. Every empty night, every cold morning, they carved a fire inside me that still burns. And even now, when success knocks on my door, I remember that backyard smoke, the quiet reminder of where I come from and why I ride. The smoke carried our pain, but it also carried our hope, a symbol of survival, a testament to the one